Fortunou teď ulovíš nový výhry každý den. Otevři svůj Lucky Box a užij si třeba lepší kurzy, free spiny nebo bonus až 5000 korun. V naší apce a na webu ti štěstí nemine. Lucky Boxy jsou tu pro všechny. Nepropásni ten dnešní. Fortuna ti přeje.
Hello everyone, we're here live from ESL Cologne and it's my great pleasure to have Chris Getright here with us. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to once again meet you and hearing what you're cooking up this year. I hope it's a little bit different than last year because I'm always a person that's like, yeah, let's spice it up a little bit. Like I like to always reinvent the wheel basically. So I'm excited and it's going to be an awesome day, semi-finals, all that things, and it's my second home, so I'm just excited basically.
Perfect. Well, now you mentioned it's your second home here in Cologne, so let's spice it up a bit. You've been a trophy bearer here now, and it's a unique opportunity, and if I'm not mistaken, you've been chosen for this role for the second time. First time it was in your first home in Stockholm, and now I am Cologne. So, it's a question for me. Which one, if I made you choose, is closer to your heart? Is it the first home or is it the Cologne where you won?
I mean, it's a little bit trickier because Stockholm in Sweden is my home. It's my everyday life, and it was also in my hometown, not like another city in Sweden. And that was basically also like after COVID in a way, like the first big event. Everyone still was like, skeptical because COVID is still around, like all of that things. And for me, it was like, I already knew that was going to happen, fun enough, because before COVID, I know a Stockholm is coming. Mm-hmm. I missed that dinner and planning, and then COVID happened 2 months later or something, because it was like beginning/end of 2019, January 2020. And then, you know how the world was walking around. I don't think we had to go more details in that one.
Yeah.
But it was a cool experience because more for it's the first one to coming back and hey, let's come back, basically, everyone. And it was amazing that way, and also where I live, basically. But this one, this one blew me out of the water, to be honest. I've been to Landsix many times. I played in the playoffs. I've sadly not won in there. I won the Gamescom one, which is also dear to my heart. But like I said before, it's this is my second home. I lived here 14 years ago, outside the city, etc., like that. I still have friends in town, etc. And I always have this good stomach feeling when even when I land at the airport. I feel good, And at least if you see me as a human being and what I do for a living, I've been basically all over the world. I don't really have that feeling. I'm just more oh, finally I'm at home. If I land in Stockholm, if I land in New York, LA, or somewhere in Asia, or maybe London, etc. I have different feelings. They're not usually negative, but it's more it's a different kind of feeling I'm getting. But here I'm I'm home. And then also walking down those small stairs on the stage was very terrifying. And when I'm carrying this one, and that trophy is very heavy, very heavy. I wasn't expecting it. They didn't tell me before, remember, by the way, it's 20 kilos extra than the last one. I'm wait, what? Here's the trophy. And I'm okay, let's do it, So it's you can see, I'm still shaking and all that, but also the emotions, wow, I almost started to tear up because walking even in the beginning, not even the middle or the end, I start oh shit, I can't also cry because then I'm gonna drop the trophy. But maybe I should have dropped the trophy because that would become a good game, I guess, to some degree.
Definitely.
But I'm praying it looks good though. That's the thing, because I haven't seen it afterwards, and I usually don't really watch my things that I do. I think a lot of people have that win, with their own voice, etc., like that. Not that I used my voice in that thing, but I think I need to see this one because it was very emotional for me, and it's almost 10 years ago when I won the major here in Cologne. So it's a very important year for me, and hopefully the rest of the guys who won it with me 10 years ago. So it was awesome. It was and it's almost I want to do it again.
Perfect. Well, I've seen the photos, so it looks spectacular. I just want to follow up. The game that you won here.
Yeah.
it was a different game. It was Global Offensive. Now it's Counter-Strike 2. Do you enjoy it as much as you did when you played Global Offensive?
I've always been a person that loved to reinventing myself and being with the time, even if things are not maybe as compared to something in the past. You know, times are changing, different ideas, mindset, etc. You know, so CS2 specifically for me, I was also very fortunate enough to be one of 10 people to even have tried it before it got announced, and even like went out to the public, etc. And that one was completely different from the one we got in the beginning. So even if people were complaining like, oh, this is not good, we had something completely different. But it wasn't too off like CSGO were at all. But I'm more like, you know, excited for the future, excited for the next thing, excited for, you know, seeing the community deal with it and ideas they can bring up and like make it bigger and better than it was before. CSGO is basically like a big stone in my professional career, but something more like personal life. Because I played CS and since it went out in beta 5.2. Honest, CSGO was really bad. CS2 was really bad in the beginning. But eventually it became bigger, better, stronger. It became basically like the pillar of the esports industry, and like, you know, this is a game that's been here basically forever in this, you know, lifetime we have. And if I were part of that and did something at least with my own voice or playing career like that, I'm just proud of being involved with it, you know. And hopefully I can do something in CS2, not in a pro level playing, you know, in a station like that, but maybe something that inspires, or maybe something that will change the game to the better. I would do it any given day, basically.
I noticed that most of your YouTube content and also streaming content comes from CS2.
Yes.
You're a great part of the scene.
Yeah.
You've been streaming some other games, you know, Hitman, Team Fortress, but I haven't seen you play Valorant for quite some time.
Yeah.
And do you feel like the game still could threaten CS, or it has like a different audience and it's nothing much to do with Counter-Strike? It's you know, not the CS killer that we thought it would be.
I think I've answered this before in general, where it's like I never saw it as a threat, because I generally believe competition like that, and you can compare it 5v5, you know, basically same. It's like if you're a better shooter, you should usually win in the end of the day. But Valorant has character, has different utility, like they can do a lot of different things than the other one. And CS is basically straightforward. It's like you can buy an AWP, everyone can have an AWP, everyone can have an M4, AK, all of that things. Everyone's basically on the same like field, but since it's a team game, like you can't have 5 AWPers, for example, etc. But in Valorant, you can have someone has a character that can shoot like an AWP, X amount of bullets. You can have someone that's basically like shooting lightning, that's like a spray gun, but it's super fast, which the rest of the character can't, you know. So, end of the day, it's like, no, like I don't see it as a competitor that maybe other people do. I see it's more like stepping up our own game to be a little bit better and following the time, how things are changing. What Valorant had done, and Riot specifically, like it's great that they did release it, and it seems to be working for them, and I'm happy for their success, to be honest. I wish sometimes that I was a little bit more involved in that game, but I feel like it's like end of the day, it's a game. Like I think a lot of people who plays games nowadays, it's like I give it like 2 weeks, and then I go back to my thing. Like basically, like, you know, even if my old toy is old, you know, could be a little bit rusty, you know, all of that things with it, it's still my game, you know, like my baby or whatever. It's like, I think someone asked me yesterday, I want you to play Diablo like 4, and I was like, nah, but like if it was Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, I would be down. You like, that was my answer basically. And that's the same mentality there. It's like I'd rather go back to the old thing. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older, I'm a boomer, what people call it. But I think it's just like there's so many games out there nowadays, and some games are better on X and Y thing. But CS has been there for my whole life. It gave me a career, it gave me friends for life. I've seen the world. I could have it as a profession. Like, I've been through so many different stages. CS is not a game I will ditch, you know, because this game was better or more hype or anything like that. I will always come back to CS.
Well, that's really good to hear. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but
oh, really?
Yeah, no worries. So thank you very much for talking with me again. It's been great, and I wish you all the best to your streaming and any other future. Thank you very
so
much.
From bottom up, thank you so much, buddy.
S Fortunou teď ulovíš nový výhry každý den. Otevři svůj Lucky Box a užij si třeba lepší kurzy, free spiny nebo bonus až 5 000 korun. V naší apce a na webu tě štěstí nemine. Lucky Boxy jsou tu pro všechny. Nepropásni ten dnešní. Fortuna ti přeje.